Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book Bite Reviews, and welcome to Chapter 2 of the Winter Magical Readathon. Today it is Sunday, December 8th. I have just finished the Chapter 1 vlog, and man, I just finished the challenge, but honestly, I just had a very slow reading week. I'm hoping to change that dramatically starting this week, so let's see how this week goes. But first up, let's pull up the Choose Your Own Adventure quiz and see what prompts we have this week. Alright, so let's go on down to Chapter 2. Welcome to Chapter 2. Morning, it's September 1st. Yay, how did you sleep? So warm and cozy at the burrow, bones aching a bit from the old bed, or so peacefully got my breakfast ready downstairs at the leaky cauldron. I slept at the leaky cauldron in Chapter 1, so I think that is what I'm supposed to pick. It is the morning of September 1st, chilly and crisp, when you eagerly awake in your room at the leaky cauldron. A cheerful greeting, "Rise and shine, handsome," startles you so much that you jump out of your cozy warm bed into the ridiculously freezing room. It was a talking mirror on the ceiling of all places. You must have not noticed it last night. Oh well, you're wide awake now, might as well head downstairs for some pumpkin pancakes and orange juice for breakfast. You head out through the front entrance back to central London, leaving plenty of time to spare. After all, you have a heavy suitcase, Hedwig's cage, and a real lack of experience of public transport to work with. Even so, you find yourself a bit lost at times, and probably mainly by chance, you do get off at the stop right in front of the beautiful King's Cross station. With a sigh of relief, you head inside where you spot a familiar bush of curly hair. It's Hermione. Ah, you missed her face. After explaining why you haven't written back to her and telling her all about your weird encounter with a house elf named Dobby, you two make way towards the platform. You have chatted away the minutes and it's actually getting close to departure time. You both look around a bit unnerved. You had an unspoken understanding that you would wait for Ron here. I think we better go. I'm sure Ron will be here any second, but I really would rather find us a compartment before they all get full, so Ron can join us then. She starts moving her trolley towards the brick wall behind which the Hogwarts Express waits. At this exact moment, you hear a quiet crash and a young girl shout, "Ron, watch it!" Ron must have tripped over what you assume is his sister's luggage and made a mess. You wave at the Weasleys and move towards them to help, but Mrs. Weasley ushers you away. "Oh dear, that's quite all right. We got this. Move along now while there's no queue to the entrance. We are right behind you. Here are my options." After double checking they don't need more hands, you head over to Hermione to go through, or you help the Weasleys and wait for Ron. I'm gonna help the Weasleys and wait for Ron. Putting the last pair of gloves into Ginny's suitcase while Mr. Weasley is lifting it up, you dust your knees off and everyone sprints towards the barrier. Ron's mother goes first with Ginny, shortly followed by the twins and Mr. Weasley, leaving Ron and you. You share a quick, dedicated look and start running full speed towards the brick wall, a very solid looking brick wall. The King's Cross clock starts tolling as you crash into it with a bang that echoes through the nearest platforms. All you can feel is sharp pain in your ribs, and all you can see is the color orange. Ron's hair is on your face. Your reading prompt. Read a book with an orange cover or the word orange in the title. Okay, I know what book I should pick. Ugh, it's such a big book though. I don't know if I could finish it in a week. I do have The Priory of the Orange Tree, but oh my god, that book is big. Let's just write down the prompt and move on. So, it is. I do have last week's challenge on here since I technically didn't finish it until today, so pick an orange book. Alright, let's keep it going. After coming up with a somewhat lame story explaining how you tripped over one another to the nearby conductor who has come over to see what the commotion was about, and masterfully avoid the questions about your owl, you stand back, both shocked as to what had just happened. This for sure will make you nervous next year. Maybe you were late. You weren't aware that the platform closes. "It's gone," said Ron, sounding stunned. "The train's left. What if Mom and Dad can't get back through to us? Have you got any Muggle money?" Harry gave a hollow laugh. "The Dursleys haven't given me pocket money for about 6 years. Ron pressed his ear to the cold barrier. "Can't hear a thing," he said tensely. "What are we gonna do? I don't know how long it'll take Mom and Dad to get back to us." They looked around. People were still watching them, mainly because of Hedwig's continuing screeches. "I think we'd better go and wait by the car," said Harry. "We're attracting too much attention." "Harry," said Ron, his eyes gleaming. "The car!" "Here are my options." The car. Yes, yes, let's go to the car. Or, Ron, what? No, stop it, Ron. Ron, why? Let's wait for your parents. Okay, to be honest, I have always wondered why they didn't just do that, but I think stealing the car is what gets Ron the Howler, and I would hate to ruin that for my future. So I think we're gonna take the car. Let's just take the car. You think deep down you both knew the smarter option was to wait for Mr. and Mrs. Weasley to come back, but I mean, it's just so cool. How often do you get to fly a car to Hogwarts? Plus, you needed a way to get there before you missed the feast, right? After a small hiccup of forgetting to turn on the invisibility switch, though you're sure nobody saw you, right? And a slight dread of not actually finding the train to follow, you finally spot it. The next couple of hours were possibly the most thrilling, bizarre, and fun hours of your life. You let Hedwig fly nearby so she could have some fun too, and spoke lovely nonsense with Ron. When you approach the castle grounds, something odd starts to happen to the car. Neither of you are an expert when it comes to cars, but the puffing and huffing sounds that are coming from the front sure do not seem right. Plus, well, there's smoke? You look at Ron with sheer panic, who mirrors your face back at you. The car starts falling at a sharper angle than you'd like, whilst Ron frantically tries to reinforce the flying charm. Not sure he actually was trying to say any spell. He was just whacking his wand at the wheel in utter panic, murmuring nothing in particular. So now we have to, our only option is to crash land the car into the Whomping Willow. Oof, even though you traveled north this whole time, things have really went a bit south. Ron has snapped his wand upon landing and crashing into the Whomping Willow that proceeded to bash the car and probably would have injured them if the car didn't miraculously spring to life again. A bit too much though, as it practically spat you and Ron out, following by your belongings, and drove off into the Forbidden Forest. Although it shouldn't have been possible, you felt the anger and rebellion in the actions of this car. If that wasn't enough, Professor Snape spotted all this and practically dragged you to his office. You were seen, he hissed, showing them the headline, Flying Ford Anglia Mystifies Muggles. He began to read aloud. 2 Muggles in London convinced they saw an old car flying over the post office tower at noon in Norfolk. Mr. Hetty Bayliss, while hanging out her washing. Mr. Angus Fleet of Peebles reported to the police 6 or 7 Muggles in all. I believe your father works in the misuse of Muggles artifacts office, he said, looking up at Ron and smiling still more nastily. Dear, dear, his own son. Snape was about to expel you both, but Professor Dumbledore intervened. You got away with detention alone, but yikes, that was close. Even though you'd never try this again, your classmates did seem to be impressed and wanted to hear all about it when you finally reached your dorm. You spoke to them late into the night and fell asleep with a smile on your face. You'll worry about that detention later. So, we have gotten the congratulations that we have completed Chapter 2, getting away with just 1 prompt, which I really thought by choosing this path we would have got a second prompt, but it looks like I picked right. So now let's just look at my December TBR and see if there's anything else I should pick instead of Priory of the Orange Tree. Okay, so it was either an orange cover or the word orange in it. I know I'm reading Burned next, but I don't think there's any orange on that. Yeah, that is my only option. So it looks like for now, we're gonna have to read Priory of the Orange Tree. Oh wait, let me check something. Okay, so I do have 2 graphic novels that I borrowed from work. They are due tomorrow, so the plan is to try to read them tonight. And the first one is the Tea Dragon Festival, which does have some different shades of orange all over the cover, and also Mooncakes, which the cover is a nice pale orange as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read 1 or both of these tonight, hopefully both because they are due back. I may have to return them late, but I'm going to try to read these tonight and count it, but I'm still going to attempt at reading Priory of the Orange Tree this week, and if I finish it, then that will be what I count for week 2's prompt. The official book that I'm using for chapter 2 is The Priory of the Orange Tree, but worst case scenario, I will use 1 or both of these as my backup plan in case I fail. So that is what we will do. Now, other than these books and hopefully Priory of the Orange Tree, I am going to be reading book 7 Yes, book 7 of House of Night, which is Burned. I do not have it up here. I believe I left it downstairs, but I will be starting that tomorrow. And then I do have the Book Witch that I need to read and film a separate vlog for, so I need to start that. And I also need to read some more of the Diviners. We'll see where this week takes us, but that is already a lot of plans, but I'm hoping for the best. Right now, I need to edit a video that's gonna go up tomorrow. I also need to double check and see what else is going up this week so that I can get my schedule situated of when to edit videos and such. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, today it is Tuesday. I've just gotten home from work and I have actually been reading. I just haven't been updating you. So on Sunday night into Monday, I did start Priory of the Orange Tree. So I think I read 2 hours of it on the audiobook. So I think I'm on page like 78. I don't have the book up here, it's downstairs, but I did find my page and it looks like I read nothing because this book is so big. It is pretty good so far. It is it's interesting, but a bit dull. Like, it's definitely an adult book because it is a lot duller than what a YA would be. So it's okay. I don't know if I'll be able to get through it, but we're gonna try. I did also realize that you technically don't have to finish your challenge in 1 week. You technically have until the readathon is over to finish all your challenges, but I am gonna try to finish them each week. I don't know about this one because Pride of the Orange Tree is huge. In the event that I don't finish it this week, I can carry it on and still continue on to the next ones. But I don't really like starting another book until I have finished the other ones. I did also last night read both Mooncakes and the Tea Dragon Society. So in the event I don't finish Priory, I did read both of those, so they will count for my challenge. I loved them both so very much. I'm giving both of them 5 out of 5 stars. Mooncakes was so good. It had a lot of inclusiveness in it in terms of LGBTQ. It also just deals with a lot of different topics, and I just loved that the focus was the plot and not necessarily the characters. And I really enjoyed it. I also really enjoyed the art style, and I really hope there is another one to come because I will definitely check it out. For the Tea Dragon Society, it was so freaking good and so cute. I just loved every second of it. I really hope that Katie O'Neill is planning on writing more about the Tea Dragons because it was just so good. I will say that I read Tea Dragons first and then read Mooncakes, and there are some forest spirits in Mooncakes that kind of look like Tea Dragons, and it was just the perfect combo to read back to back. I really love them, and I would highly suggest those graphic novels. So that is all that I have read over the last couple days, which means I have not started my House of Night read, but tonight I will be starting it. I'm going to try out the audiobook. It didn't work out for me to read the audiobook last week, and that is because they changed audio narrators. They changed them again, so I guess the world agreed that the narrator for Tempted was terrible. So I am going to check out the narrator for the next book, which I don't remember which one I'm reading. Let's see, it is Burned. So it is a different narrator for Burned. I don't remember if it is the same narrator for the next one. Book 8. Let me see if they switch up narrators again, which I want to say that they do, but maybe they don't. Okay, the narrator for Burned must be good because they keep this narrator for the rest of the series. So fingers crossed that I like her, because the narrator for Tempted, which was Cassandra Morris, was not good. She just sounded really fake, and you could tell that she was reading. Her inflection was really weird, and it was like she didn't really practice what she was reading beforehand to make it flow. It was just a hot mess, and I tried to listen to it anyway to see if maybe I would just get used to it, because sometimes if I don't like a narrator on first listen, I give it another shot if I'm really in the mood for an audiobook, and sometimes I can grow to like them. But I tried, and there's just no way I could listen to her tell me an entire book. It was just really bad. She was bad at doing voices, bad at everything. Just bad. So apparently everybody agrees with me because they did change narrators again, and they have stuck with her for the rest of them, which is Caitlin Davies. So I will try that tonight. I will be reading 100 pages of that since I'm supposed to be on page 100 today, and we will see how it goes. I think that I am only going to be focusing on that book tonight. I do need to finish watching The Good Fight. I did finally get the right disc. I believe it was the last reading vlog where I tried to watch The Good Fight and I borrowed the wrong season from work. So I do have the correct season, season 3, and I'm halfway done with the show. So tonight I'm hoping to watch the last little bit. I'm excited. But right now, I am going to edit last week's vlog so that I can put that up, and then I will start watching The Good Fight and begin reading. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey friends, it is Saturday. I have not updated you in a while. It has been a week. So first of all, I have been kind of reading, kind of not. I am on track, and I have been reading Burned. So I only have like 30 pages left of this. Today is the day when I'm supposed to finish it, so I did finally catch up. I think on Monday I didn't do any reading, and Wednesday I didn't do any reading. So Tuesday and Thursday is when I caught up, and then Friday I read yesterday's 50 pages, actually a little bit more than 50 pages because I technically didn't get caught up all the way to Thursday. But now I have been listening to some more because I did overread a little bit last night, and I only have 30 pages left. So I will be finishing this up today while cleaning the house, because today I'm going to be babysitting our friend's baby, and I can't wait. He is so cute. So he should be getting here in an hour-ish. So I do need to vacuum and just pick up a little bit. What I have been doing this week, besides reading Burned on and off, is actually, it wasn't really this week, but it was more last night. On Thursday, I downloaded the Harry Potter Lego games on my Switch because they are on sale for $15 for years 1 through 7. So I kind of couldn't pass up that deal, and my husband convinced me to buy it because I do love the Lego games, and I bought it on Thursday. It took, I think it was 2.5 hours to download because it is such a large file. And last night I played year 1. So I'm really, really loving it. Last night, that is what I did. I played year 1 and listened to Burned. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do, is to listen to an audiobook while playing video games. So I'm definitely having some fun there. I do plan on hopefully playing some more today. We'll see if it happens since I am babysitting. I also kind of need to work on Christmas presents as well. I have not gotten anything for Christmas. This year is definitely a very, very broke Christmas, so there are not many people who are getting presents this year, unfortunately. My husband and I also have to hold off on getting each other presents until probably at least January. We're trying to make it work, but times are definitely tough this year, which has been just so great on my mental health. But I'm trying to just focus on the positive and remind myself that we've been through this before, we'll get through it again. Stuff happens, that's life. You're never gonna have a perfect life. So I'm just trying to remind myself to keep going and that we will get through this and not just, you know, give up and wallow in self-pity. So I am trying to do that. Also this week, I have come to the realization that my eczema has probably spread to my eyes, and not my eyeballs, but the skin around my eyes. I was diagnosed with eczema when I was a child, and throughout the years it has traveled to different spots on my body. I will just have flare-ups in like little small spots. Luckily it's not like a severe eczema, it just causes really, really dry patches of skin that are like itchy and burning. For the last, I don't know, probably at least 8 years, it has been on the backs of my arms, and I usually get my flare-ups in the winter because that is when my skin is the driest already. So I usually just get like dry patches on the backs of my arms that I have to keep putting lotion on because they're just like itchy and annoying and ugh. But The last week and a half, I have been dealing with severe dry skin around my eyes where it burns, it makes my skin so tight that my eyes then start to puff, and it's just been really, really bad. I thought I wasn't getting enough sleep, and because it was making my eyes puffy, I thought it was bags. So I've been trying to get as much sleep as possible, which is another contributing factor to why I haven't been reading as much, because I'm trying to go to bed and get enough sleep, but that was not helping at all. So I, of course, just did some Google searching instead of going to a doctor, and one of the things it could be is eczema, and that makes sense because I don't have dry patches of skin anywhere on my body this year except for around my eyes. So, yay for me. Hopefully this is the only year that this does this, because this is not fun. I can't wear makeup, my eyes, I don't know if you can like really tell, especially because my glasses are on, but like my eyes are just gonna be like forever shiny because I need to constantly put deep moisturizing lotion on them. I have to do that morning and night in order for it to not bother me. When it does get itchy and burning, it makes my eyes water, and the salt from my tears makes it worse. So it's just a constant great struggle bus for me. But yeah, that's life. That's how my December is shaping up so far. But now on to more positive things, since it was just like a huge bummer moment. But I want to be transparent with you guys more and like show you real life and not just what I want to project, show you what is really going on, but also still try and project some positivity, because I'm definitely not a person, I've never been a person to let things really get to me. I've always just tried to brush it off and move on, but this year has been a very big struggle. So just trying to get through it and also tell you guys about it so that you know that you're not the only one out there who is having a suck-ass 2019. I'm really hoping that this next decade is the best, because we all need it, am I right? So now, the plans. I'm going to head downstairs and vacuum and get my house together while listening to the last little bit of Burned. And then the plans for the weekend as far as reading is I would really like to read as much as possible of Priory of the Orange Tree. I don't think I'm going to get it done to count for week 2's challenge, so I'm kind of thinking of just using the graphic novels as the challenge completion and then still try and read Priory throughout the month of December. I know that there's no timeline on when the challenge has to be completed. I'm just trying to get them done each week, and I would kind of like to read something else. I'm kind of in the mood, even though Priory is pretty good, but I just feel like it's going to take some time for me to get through it. So, what am I going to read next? No idea. I still need to read The Book Witch. This is the second week that it is on my TBR for the week, and it hasn't happened, and it has to happen because my review needs to go up next week. So, let's see what we got going on. I honestly don't really know what to read. I have a whole lot of fantasy, and I'm not positive if there's any good romance in any of them, and that's kind of the mood I'm in, which is why for I'll give you a hint that my 20 in 20 list, I definitely included a lot more contemporary romance on there, because I'm one that really, really likes dark, mature YA, but I need a dose of lightness every now and then, and I don't really have that for my 19 and 6, and all the books I need to finish are all darker books. I think I'll do a little more research to figure out what to read next. Maybe I'll go with the smallest book, which I think is Spindlefire. I do have a book that I was going to read during the week of Christmas, because it is for a vlog and review that goes up in January, but it is a contemporary romance, and that's what I'm in the mood for. But I kind of feel like I should just put that off. And then there's a Christmas book that I was going to read during that same week, which is 10 Blind Dates. It's not a Christmas book, but she gets broken up right before Christmas break, and her family members put her on 10 blind dates to try and help her out. But I really wanted to read that during happy Christmas time and not this depressing Christmas time that I'm currently in. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Since this vlog technically will be ending tomorrow, or wait, today, because today's Saturday. So tomorrow is supposed to be the next challenge. I'm kind of thinking what I'm gonna do is just finish up Burned and then read as much as Priory of the Orange Tree as I can. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Let's worry about these other books tomorrow when I take the next little prompt. Let's do that. I did just get a text that they're going to be coming with the baby between 2 and 3 now. It is currently 1, so I do have a little bit of extra time than what is needed. So let's just go ahead, go do the cleaning, finish up Burned. We'll talk about that, and then I think I'm going to edit the video that was supposed to go up today. Hopefully now it can still go up today. All right, let's get moving. Cleaning. I've just been sitting here on the couch finishing up the last little bit of Burned, and wow is all I can say about this book. I loved this so much. I don't really know. I want to say I liked it more than the last one, but I really don't know. I will say in this one, we focus a lot more on Stevie Ray. We get a lot more of her point of view because something has happened to Zoe, so we don't really get to see a lot of chapters from her. I want to say I liked it more, but I really like the ending of this one more. The ending of the last one was just tragic. A lot of stuff happens, and I feel like we didn't really get a lot of time to absorb that. I think the next book is really going to be us trying to heal from what happened, but the ending on this is so, oh my god, I just like have all like the warm, happy feelings, and it is a bit steamy, so I was definitely blushing during some parts. And then the ending that we get with Stevie Ray, I just can't believe. I really hope everything ends up working out. I think it will, just because Stevie Ray and this person have a very strong connection, and I think that that will prevail over everything else. So we will see what happens next. I'm very excited for the next one. I'm so happy that since the last book, it is just like fueling me to want to continue on. So I'm very excited for the rest of the series and very excited for the spin-off. I know I say that every single time I talk about one of these, but I am. So now I just need to talk about this with Destiny. We got a lot to talk about. And now I'm going to quickly go upstairs and try and get that video edited because the baby should be here soon. It is only 2:12, but they did say that it would be between 2 and 3 when they got here. So that could be like any second now. So I'm gonna go try and edit, and I will see you guys later. Well guys, I have some bad news. I will not be getting the baby today. Our friend just messaged us. He thought that his girlfriend told us, but the hand, foot, mouth disease has been spreading around his daycare. He does not have it. Mom does. And I Googled it, and even if you're not showing symptoms, you can be contagious for like 5 or 6 days before you even start to get symptoms, and then once your symptoms go away, it's contagious for up to weeks after you get cleared up. So since Mom has it, I've decided to not take the risk now that I know about it, because my husband does not get paid time off work, and even though I do, I cannot afford to miss any work until I go on vacation for the holidays. And I work with kids at the library. So I feel like I have a duty to not only my husband, but to the kids that I work with, to make sure that I am as healthy as possible. And I also, to be a little bit more selfish, don't want to deal with that during the holidays if he is carrying it and I get it. So it's a mixture of, you know, good reasons and also selfish ones. But I feel like it's just better to be safe than sorry, because that sounds very unpleasant and just sounds like a whole big bad idea. But that means I do have a whole day now of reading to get done. pretty exciting stuff. I also just got done editing my video and it is now going up, so that is good. I'll get back to reading, probably playing Harry Potter, and see you guys then. I didn't stay up till 10 o'clock in the morning playing Lego Harry Potter. You did. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Yes, I did stay up till 10 o'clock this morning playing Lego Harry Potter. I have gotten about 4 hours of sleep just because I don't want to sleep the entire day away, but some napping may occur later on. But since I was playing, I did listen to some audiobooks, so reading still got done. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it and talk about this week. So first up, yesterday, as you guys know, I finished Burned. We talked about this. I absolutely loved it. This is book 7 in the House of Night series. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really, really enjoyed it and really just had a great time reading it. Then I decided to finally pick up The Book Witch by Desi Smith. This book I am giving 4 out of 5 stars. I did make my vlog of that book last night and then finished it up this morning, but I did start and finish the book in one sitting yesterday. I really enjoyed it, but to see all of my thoughts on that one, you will have to check out that one's vlog, which will be coming out just a couple days after this one does, so keep a lookout for it. Then, while playing my new obsession, Lego Harry Potter, I did listen to 2 audiobooks. So, first up, I did listen to a pretty big chunk of The Diviners by Libba Bray. I read until page 87, which is right here. And by the way, I am using this super cute Fox magnetic bookmark. I think he's adorable. However, I feel like I'm getting a little bit lost, I think because I was playing the game and it's something that you kind of have to pay attention to. It's not just like wandering around like when I play something that's like an open world. I don't know if I'm just getting a little bit lost because of the audiobook or if it was because I wasn't giving it my full attention, but I think I'm going to basically reread the beginning of this book and then move on to physically reading it instead of listening to the audio, or at least physically read it until I'm comfortable with listening to the audiobook, because I just feel like I'm missing out and I should have a lot more feelings about this book. I felt like I was kind of just zoning out throughout the audiobook, so I am going to not fully reread because I did grasp most of it, but just like kind of skim over these 80 pages that I have already read and then continue on with this book because it is very interesting, but I just feel like something's missing because I have like no feelings towards this book so far, and that makes me question everything. And then I did read some more of Priory of the Orange Tree. So I am now on page 101. So, you know, looks like nothing. However, I think I am going to DNF this book. I appreciate its value. I would definitely not say to stay away from it. I just think it's not for me. I don't usually read adult books, especially adult fantasy, and I'm just in the beginning I was very intrigued and interested, but now I'm finding myself to be very bored. I feel like the pacing is just so slow. I'm definitely used to YA where there is a lot of drama and angst and other things going on that really propels the story forward, but the pacing in this is just very, very slow. I would love to make it through it, but I just don't really want to, and I don't want to waste my time on a book when I could be reading something else that I will absolutely love start to finish, hopefully. So I am going to go ahead and DNF Priory of the Orange Tree. I gave it a shot. If it becomes a show or movie, I will definitely watch it. I really do love things that are inspired by adult books. I just can't read them myself. So I will do that, which I'm pretty sure the rights were bought for this, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be mistaken. And then of course earlier in the week I did read Mooncakes and the Tea Dragon Society, both of those getting 5 out of 5 stars. And since I am DNFing Priory of the Orange Tree, those two will now take the place of Chapter 2's challenge to read a book with orange on the cover or orange in the title. Both of them do have orange on the cover, so since they're graphic novels, I bundled them up just to make myself feel better for replacing Priory of the Orange Tree. But yes, Chapter 2's challenge is now complete. So guys, I believe that that is everything that I have for you this week. The challenge is done. I talked about all the books that I read. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to please give it a thumbs up. If you loved it and you want to see more bookish content from me, please hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified as soon as my videos go live here on YouTube, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!